Welcome to another daily devotional, this one for the fourth week of Easter on Friday. Let's listen to a magnificent reading from the Gospel according to John. Jesus said to his disciples, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. You have faith in God, have faith also in me. In my Father's house there are many dwelling places. If there were not, would I have told you that I am going to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you again to myself, so that where I am, you also may be. Where I am going, you know the way." Thomas said to him, "Master, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way?" Jesus said, "I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. When I was a small boy, there was some mischief in the neighborhood. Some of the kids had pulled some pranks on the neighbor, and my father, the detective, went to work to figure out who it was. Of course, you can guess that since I remember this event, I was involved with some of my friends. And when my father first confronted me, he asked if I had done anything, and I said, "Oh no, I'm not involved." And then I lived with the terror and the burden of a lie for at least a day or so, I remember, until my father asked me again, knowing that I was burdened, it seemed, and suffering, and I confessed to the great crime, and after a torrent of tears, was shown mercy and began a new life in the truth. Well, Jesus in today's gospel says something about himself that is so familiar because we've heard it so many times that it's worth of our stopping and reflecting. He says, "I am the way and the truth and the life." The way, the truth, and the life. What does he mean by this? Well, he is the way is related to when he spoke recently in our readings about being the gate. He's the gate that the shepherd opens. He is the way. That means that he is the single avenue toward the truth. And in the story that I suggested, we know what happens when we live without truth in our lives. It's a burden, even if we can't admit it. But at the very least, it's clear that without living the way to the truth, we have no life. We don't have the fullness of life, because we know what it means, what it's like when we live in the fullness of truth. That is, who we are and what God has created us to be and to live for. So we ask today that we might receive a gift of the Spirit that gives us the desire through Jesus, who is the way, to the truth that is life. For we've been created for that and that alone, and why settle for anything less? So God bless you, and let's ask the Spirit to help us live in the way of Jesus, that is the truth to life.